Have you ever experienced a crappy mood? No? Then go away. I don't want you here. I'm just kidding. You are welcome. Everybody's welcome. And everybody has crappy moods. That is, one of my favorite parts of this brain retraining journey is the toolbox that I developed and the tools I'm acquiring along the way that help me to elevate my mood. Because after all, an elevated mood means increased dopamine and serotonin, those happy hormones that help regulate our nervous system and calm down the amygdala, the little part in our limbic system that processes emotions, that detects threat and can put us into fight or flight. So when I first started my brain retraining journey 4 years ago, I purchased the course and decided I was just going to do it on my own. I can do this by myself, and I can, and we can, and there's lots of help out there on the internet and everywhere. Hopefully I'm providing some of that support for you. But I finally, after about 2 months, I decided to join one of the group coaching classes, and I'm so glad I did. It really benefited me, and one of the ways was different mood elevating techniques. Different people shared different things and how it worked and what, we talk about reasons, why things are necessary, how they work. Well, this is when my toolbox started to acquire tools. And the first one is music, which I'm going to share with you. I want to eventually share all my tools with you, or at least the ones that I'm cognitively aware of that I'm using. But this one I'm going to share with you is music and how it benefited me. So with it being early 2022 when my brain retraining journey started, I wasn't in a great place at the time. I was trying to be. I kidded myself at times thinking I'm fine. We just came through some years that we all went through together. I was newly retired, about 6 months in or so, earlier than I had planned to retire. And I just stay in bed, ruminating thoughts, just like this whole bowl of soup up there. Well, music. I decided somebody had shared in one of those group sessions how music benefited them. And I thought, okay, I'm going to do this. Jumping out of bed wasn't my thing. I didn't jump out and dance around, but I thought I'm going to use it. And I created a playlist of music that brought me joy, that always brought those feel goods. So I created a playlist. There was only a few songs probably at first, and there's still not that many songs on my playlist, but I named it my morning playlist. So I'd go in the kitchen, I'd say, Alexa, play my morning playlist. And then I'd get going, making my breakfast, getting out the eggs, the skillet, what have you, while listening to this music and focusing on it. And, sometimes I'd just listen and make my breakfast, and other times I'd get my body moving. I'd see my reflection in the microwave above the stove and give myself some smiles. The body doesn't always want to dance along with the music if you're not there yet on that day. There's some days more so than others, and sometimes we have to give ourselves a little nudge. You can do it. You can do it. You've got this. Just a little bit. By the time I'd be done making my breakfast, I could go from here to here. Some days it'd be from here to here. Some days it'd be from here to here. And we have to accept every little bit of growth and appreciate it and smile about it and congratulate ourselves for that. Sometimes my body wasn't feeling the dancing. I don't care. I'd look silly, but the neighbors weren't peering into my window, so it's all good. If you don't have neighbors, peering into your window, just be silly. And sometimes the body's wanting to go. Here's a dancing partner, 2 dancing partners. Get them going. We can just dance along to the music. Silliness is okay, and it's always a win. And you know what? When you choose to do something that might not be your routine and your comfort, you are telling your brain, I am making the choice to do this. I am not letting my emotional part of my brain be in charge. I am choosing this. I am choosing to turn on the music and elevate my mood. And you know, when we start our day that way, the rest of the day just naturally is better. I mean, I'm not going to say that it's always going to stay that way, but as I'll share in future videos, the bigger our toolbox, the more tools we can pull from and just automatically start using when we need them. And, we might need them several times throughout the day. Nobody is always so joyful, and we're not supposed to be. We do have emotions, real emotions, and this is not about ignoring them. There are times when we need to feel them and we need to allow them. There's many reasons. What I'm talking about here is habits that I had acquired that wasn't benefiting me or anybody else. So this is one of my tools, music. And here's another way that music benefits me, and that's the music that I play in my car. I always have to have music playing in my car. Usually now, sometimes I'll have an audiobook, but never silence. Love silence in the house, in the car. I like music or an audiobook. And I always had my pop music. I had 3 stations that I'd go back and forth between. And, when we listen to music on the radio, it's whatever comes on, right? Sometimes it's a song that we can just sing to and we can feel those joyful memories. We know every word and we love it. And then there's those songs that can be triggering. They can bring forward some memories. There's some songs that do that for us. And then there's those darn ads. They can last forever. And they can create another emotional on their own. And then you find yourself switching from station to station. Well, guess what? I decided to change my car radio just to Joy 99 FM. And that's all I listen to. I will be honest. I used to think, really? I'm not going to listen to a Christian music station. I don't know why. I've always been a woman of faith. I am a Christian woman, and I'm not ashamed of it. Why I was so resistant to that, I don't know, because I love this music station. It only brings me joy, like the name of the station. There are never triggering songs, and there's no ads. So it's a win-win all the way around for me. It's great. So there it is, one of the tools in my mood elevating toolbox. Music isn't new in my life, not by any means. But it's new in the way I use it. Most of the tools in my toolbox are things that I've always had in my life, but it's recognizing how they are impacting me and how I am using them and being intentional with them. That's where the tool part comes in. So I hope this benefits you. Share some of your insight in the comments, how you might use music, what's worked for you, and love to hear from you. Until next time, I will share more tools with you. So hang in there. Have a good day. And if you're looking for a good way to track your journey and record your goals, check out my Brain Rewiring Journal. It's available on Amazon, and I will have the link in the description of this video. Thanks.